Antarctica, the coldest place on Earth. A continent so extreme, so unforgiving, that no human civilization has ever been able to permanently settle here. Temperatures can plunge below -89 degrees Celsius, cold enough to freeze exposed skin in seconds. Winds can exceed 300 kilometers per hour, turning simple movement into a battle for survival. And yet, beneath this endless white silence, lies one of the most powerful forces shaping our planet. Antarctica is not just a frozen desert. It is Earth's hidden engine. Antarctica is the fifth largest continent on Earth, larger than Europe and nearly twice the size of Australia. Almost 98% of its surface is covered in ice, an ice sheet so massive that it contains about 90% of all the ice on the planet. Within that ice lies nearly 70% of the world's fresh water. To put that into perspective, if all of Antarctica's ice were to melt, global sea levels could rise by more than 50 meters. Entire cities, entire countries would disappear beneath the ocean. But this ice is not just sitting still. It is constantly moving, slowly flowing like a frozen river, reshaping the continent over thousands of years. Some parts of the ice sheet are more than 4 kilometers thick. That's taller than most mountains. Beneath this immense weight, entire landscapes are buried, hidden from the world for millions of years. Mountain ranges, valleys, even lakes, all locked away under layers of ice. Antarctica is not just cold. It is the coldest, driest, and windiest place on Earth. In fact, it is technically a desert. Some regions receive less snowfall each year than the Sahara Desert receives rain. But what Antarctica lacks in precipitation, it makes up for in intensity. The winds here are unlike anything else on the planet. Known as katabatic winds, they form when cold, dense air rushes downhill from the interior of the continent. These winds can reach speeds of over 300 kilometers per hour, strong enough to knock a person off their feet, strong enough to reshape the ice itself. Blizzards can appear suddenly, reducing visibility to zero. In these conditions, it is almost impossible to tell the sky from the ground. Everything becomes white. Everything disappears. The ice of Antarctica is not just frozen water. At first glance, Antarctica appears lifeless. But life exists here in ways that are both fragile and extraordinary. The most iconic residents of Antarctica are penguins. Thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands, gather in colonies along the coast. They endure temperatures that would kill most animals within minutes. By huddling together, they conserve heat, rotating positions so that each individual survives. Seals rest on the ice, diving into the freezing waters in search of food. Whales migrate thousands of kilometers, feeding in the nutrient-rich Antarctic Ocean. Even beneath the ice, life thrives. Tiny organisms, fish, and massive predators, all part of a delicate ecosystem. Every creature here has adapted to survive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. The ice of Antarctica is not just frozen water. It is a record of Earth's history. Layer by layer, year by year, snow has fallen and compressed into ice, trapping tiny bubbles of air from thousands, even millions of years ago. By studying these ice cores, scientists can look back in time and understand how Earth's climate has changed. Some glaciers in Antarctica are larger than entire countries, and when they move slowly but powerfully. Cracks form, deepen, and eventually, entire sections break away. These are known as icebergs. Some icebergs are so large they can be seen from space. When they collapse into the ocean, the sound can travel for hundreds of kilometers, a deep, thunder-like echo across the frozen silence. Beneath the ice lies a hidden world. The Antarctic Ocean is one of the most biologically productive regions on the planet. Despite the cold, it is filled with life. At the center of this ecosystem is krill, small shrimp-like creatures that exist in enormous numbers. They form the foundation of the entire food chain. Whales, seals, penguins, all depend on them. Without krill, the Antarctic ecosystem would collapse. No one owns Antarctica. No country controls it. Instead, it is governed by an international agreement known as the Antarctic Treaty System. This treaty ensures that Antarctica is used only for peaceful purposes, primarily scientific research. There are no cities here, no permanent residents, only scientists working in research stations scattered across the continent. They study everything from climate change to space to the limits of human survival. Living here is not easy. Supplies are limited. Isolation is extreme. And during the winter, darkness can last for months. What we see on the surface is only part of the story. Beneath the ice, scientists have discovered hidden lakes, sealed off from the outside world for millions of years. One of the most famous is Lake Vostok. These lakes may contain forms of life that have evolved in complete isolation. Studying them could help us understand how life might exist on other planets. Even entire mountain ranges lie buried beneath the ice. Antarctica is not flat. It is a continent full of hidden landscapes, waiting to be discovered. But Antarctica is changing. Temperatures in some regions are rising faster than the global average. Ice shelves are thinning. Glaciers are retreating. Massive chunks of ice are breaking away more frequently than ever before. This is not just a local problem. Antarctica plays a critical role in regulating Earth's climate. Its ice reflects sunlight, helping to keep the planet cool. Its waters drive ocean currents, distributing heat around the globe. If Antarctica changes, everything changes. The future of Antarctica is the future of Earth. What happens here will affect every coastline, every ocean, every ecosystem. It is a place of beauty, a place of danger, a place of mystery. But above all, it is a place of warning. Antarctica shows us what our planet is capable of and what we stand to lose.